and go.
Hello and welcome to the 123D design tips videos with me, Christian Broxop. You probably hear some noise in the background. It's raining at my house, so you'll be able to hear it throughout the whole episode. Look at you. Let's get started. So we're going to look at how we can modify and construct our shapes or items or blocks, whatever you want to call them. And then next week we're going to have a look about these 2D shapes. Most of the construct things you can do with the sketches. I call them 2D shapes. Sketches you can also call them. But you'll see what I mean in a minute, because you can't just directly construct them, if you get what I mean. You'll see in next week's video. Anyway, so let's make a box, cube, whatever you want to call it, 20 by 20 by 20. So say I go, it's not tall enough. It's a brilliant one called an extrude. I call it the puller. Say you want it upwards, to go upwards. Click it, and you can pull it up. It goes up. Simples. Say I want it to be 30 by 20 by 20. I'll put it up another 10. Click enter. Da-da! Now, say I wanted it to really like revolve around a certain area. It's a brilliant way to do this in Construct, and it's called revolve. So if we click a face, say that one, and our axis is that one, we can literally turn it to go around. So you can actually do basically and add it in. So it's basically a circle with a bit of a square on the end. But maybe going, where's this handy? It's not handy in my project. Aha. Might be. You see, we don't realise it, but actually a lot of things we make have, like, turning points, if you get what I mean. And so if you do something... I've seen a design technology product that looked like that. That was a chair. But they were faffing about trying to draw it as a flat sketch, if you want, and then pull it out. And it just shocked me that no one did this. But still, it's very fun. Very easy to do, and like I say, if you wanted to go, if you wanted, I don't know where, basically like a door. What part of the door? Now, yeah, it has a bit of a paddy when it goes red like that, because it doesn't know how many degrees you're trying to get it to go on. But anyway, it's a good tool if you need to make something. Now, I've got a brand new box here, and there's another way to do the pull, the extrude. If you go on modify, you can also click a face and go up or down. I don't know whether the makers worked out that they'd done it, made the same thing twice, if you get what I mean. But I don't know, it's still there. I still use both. It doesn't matter to me, but so on and so forth. I like it. Tweak. This allows you to basically bend your product. So if you want an angle, if you want it to roll you over, it actually does go in on itself. Then that's actually quite wicked. I love it. Yeah, but you get the point, viewers. You get the point. It's how it can spin. But like I say, it's a bit of a... It's not a tool I'd normally use. I've never wanted to do this to my product normally. But like I say, just have a play around. It's quite fun. Now, you're making something, and you're going to make a nice edge on it, normally with a router. Hand sand it, but normally with a router. You think, how can I express this in my project? So, if you want to chamfer flat edge, you basically, in modify, you click chamfer, you click the edge, and then how much do you want it to chamfer? Click enter. Ta-da! Now on this box, if we did all of these edges, if we do all of them, oops, it's having a... I hate it when it has a paddy. No, of course it's got rubbish values in it. Here we go. It's because I'm at different angles to it. If you do it like that, go back on it again. It's a bit faffy because you have to go back on it again, but you get used to it. And then last one, back up to their chamfer. Now, if your project uses a chamfer like that, I suggest making it on CAD because it'll be very useful for your portfolio. I'm talking about GCSE, or I think it's A-level design technology, by the way. So there you go. That is a brilliant way of how to make your project look nice. Flip this box over. Okay, it's like a brand new box. Where's that side going? I want that underneath. 180. So what I'm going to do now is try and fillet it. This is like chamfering, but it gives a bit of a curve to it. It's not always my favourite because it doesn't on CAD doesn't always look the most aesthetically pleasing, shall we say. Now, it's not going to let me do it because it can only do... The only problem with this is it's hard for it to... So that's a bit big, I think. It's hard for it to join up. I think it won't join up from... Yeah, it won't. It's having a paddy about joining up the two. But actually, that actually does do the job, but then it also decides to curve every other part of this shape. So, like I say, depending on what you're trying to make, these tools can be handy or just can make you scream out in pain because of how you're trying to do something and you're not being able to do it. So, if you're wanting to make something like that, there's your product. But for me, my favourite tool is always making it, I think that looks smarter, the flatter edge. The flat edge really looks really smart, and it's going to decide to do this turn. So I'm going to end this that shape there. Bye bye before it annoys me even more. So now we're going to have a look at more tools in 123 design. So I've got another cube again, square, whatever you want to call it. Now we've got the merge. Now let's get another, for this we'll get a sphere, say. Plop that down. So what I'm going to do is put it in my project. Okay, and say I wanted dome of the bottom of this sphere, like in my project, kind of engraved. Sadly, because oh no, it's not. It's done quite well actually. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way down to the combined tools. I'm gonna merge these two. The box, circle. There you go. So now it's one thing. I don't normally use that. When I'm making a project, I'm normally using the subtract tool. So I want the dome in it. So I click the box. And there you go. You've got your dome. That's what I normally end up using. For one thing or another, I end up using the dome. Now, say you only want the bit that overlaps that certain bit. For some strange reason, I do not know why. Got the intersect tool. There you go. Why you'd want that, I don't know, but I have to explain it. Say you wanted the other bit, and you wanted to cut the sphere, if you get what I mean. And that was as long. Okay, you do the sphere first, and then the square. And there you go. It cuts the sphere for you. Same again. They should do the same bits though. There you go. Same bit, 'cause it's the only bit that intersects. It's like on a Venn diagram. That bit in the middle. The only special bit things go in because they've been both. Now say I wanted to group these objects. It means whenever I click on them, it moves them around together. This means then, instead of going, if you've got like 10 objects, group them all as one. Who wants to faff around going shift and click on them, and then just to realise when you move them all you've missed one, so you've got to go back and do it all again. Do you get what I mean? Just group them and then ungroup them when you've done. You maybe go, well, you've got to shift click for that. But if you've got to move them so like many times, it's easier to group them. Like if it's once, maybe yeah, shift clicks may be easier. But if you've got to move them like many times, keep adjusting them. Maybe for photos, if you projects, for screenshots, then use the group. It'll be much easier. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Think you've heard enough of the rain. We're gonna get back to you next week. We're gonna have a look at 2D shapes and what we can do with 2D shapes. Oh, look at all of these. My voice is going. See you next week. Bye for now.
Go.